What's up, dogs? I'm finally back on the ice, and we're getting the first look at the HERO9 clips that I took from last week. We're filming in slow-mo, but I'm extremely rusty, not doing a whole lot else besides taking up space out there, but I do have some first impressions. Number one is the microphone. It's still an action camera mic, but it seems a lot better than the HERO8. I don't want to edit it. The 8 was crackly at times, and on this one, I can make out myself and others a lot more clearly. That was selfish, absolutely selfish. I'm sorry, Ray, I should have passed it.
There you go.
Good pass. Again, you won't be grabbing stellar audio for your podcast with this mic, but it's nice every time that they improve, even incrementally, the onboard mic with these GoPro cameras. Second, the super slow-mo is much better on the HERO9 than it was with the HERO8. If you weren't aware, there were 3 separate battery designs between the 7 black, the 8 black, and now the 9 black. Even for someone who's generally a fan of GoPro, as a consumer, this was extremely frustrating. The batteries from the 8 absolutely needed a change, so I give GoPro a little bit of credit for just sucking it up and doing it. On the HERO8, the first battery, the one that was coming from room temp and going out on the ice with me, always worked like a charm. It was the second battery, the one that I kept on the bench, probably going into the camera around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That one really struggled. When experiencing the cold weather battery issues, high frame rates and hyper smooth, when slowed down, that footage or audio was completely unusable, and I'm sure that GoPro alienated a large part of its audience that played any type of winter sport or cold weather activity. In terms of cold temps, even ice hockey indoors is pretty tame, so this was an absolute crucial fix. Obviously, I can't speak to the long-term fix of these HERO9 batteries, but given how frequently and reliably this failed on my second battery when using the HERO8, I'm crossing my fingers that the larger battery and larger body size are going to fix this issue. So far, I'm pretty happy with the image quality as well, but happy for what it is, if that makes any sense. With the 10% hyper smooth crop, wide angle from the helmet still misses my own stick, and I lose the tops of others' heads when they're close by. To be comprehensive, my settings were 1080p, 240 frames per second, lens of wide, hyper smooth on, high bitrate, shutter at 1/480, auto white balance, ISO minimum of 100, max of 1600, darkness set to medium, and color flat. Then as you can see, I add a subtle adjustment layer myself in Premiere. What I kind of wish we had was a higher frame rate at a higher resolution in Super View. I want to be able to get everything that I'm doing at a super wide angle so that I can see in my feet, and when I'm following, I can punch in on others and still retain at least 1080p resolution. And ideally, I'd love to be able to do that in 240 frames per second, or at least 120. Unfortunately, we don't have that, but for tomorrow's skate, I will test out the Super View modes that we do have. On the first battery, I'll shoot 1080p 120 frames per second, and then on the second battery, I'll shoot Super View in 2.7K 60 frames per second. We can then compare those, but let me know what other settings you'd like to see soon.